that's why these are really important for learning the facial landscape, especially if you want to draw older people or draw older people from imagination. Understanding how these little pockets of superficial fat, how they migrate, how they change shape, how they come down, they get pulled down by gravity and actually change the shape of the jawline itself. So understanding facial anatomy is all about understanding us, understanding how we age, what causes these different forms, what causes these different midtones that we see in the portrait. And it's really, really helpful to understand this basic concept. So fat pads have a lot to do with how our face ages. If you asked me years ago, I would have said that the skin elasticity, the skin itself aging, is really the process of the aging face. But actually what it is, it's mostly coming from the fat pads. So we have a very youthful face when we're in our, let's say, like early 20s, mid 20s, and then over time these fat pads will begin to lose volume and start to be pulled down by the effects of gravity, creating these really deep folds in the face, like the nasolabial fold, the mid-cheek furrow, and it'll also create hollowing underneath the cheekbone, underneath the zygomatic bone right here, and also a bit of hollowing in the eyes itself. And it's more related to these fat pads, and that's why these are really important for learning the facial landscape, especially if you want to draw older people or draw older people from imagination. Understanding how these little pockets of superficial fat, how they migrate, how they change shape, how they come down, they get pulled down by gravity and actually change the shape of the jawline itself. Very important. In addition to that, you have these little areas where you have cutaneous ligaments, and the ligaments don't move. So what's happening is the fat pads and the skin is shifting, but the ligaments stay in the same spot. So like right here you have these dashed lines representing the areas of ligaments, cutaneous ligaments, like the zygomatic ligament area right here. You have the orbicularis retaining ligament that goes around the eye. And down here, which is my favorite, is the mandibular cutaneous ligament, because that usually indicates the very point at which you start to get jowling, which you have this jowl fat, the superior and inferior, start to come down and migrate over that jawline, over that mandibular line. And a lot of times you'll see this actual point on the portrait, right on the mandibular line, right on the jawline, where this mandibular cutaneous ligament sits, and then the superficial fat pad, the jowling starts to occur, and then we come down in here and even to the sagging of the platysma muscle, and creates this cording that you see often in older people. So here we only have 20 or so names, anatomy names for the fat pads and the ligaments and some of the creases in the face. Just learning these 20 will help you immensely in your portrait drawing, and also drawing from imagination, and when you're drawing different characters and stuff, because then you have all these tools at your disposal and you can manipulate them as you want and create different characters. So it's really, really important and really fun. It's really fun to understand this stuff and to create really cool art from it. So check out my facial anatomy drawing course. This is one of the drawings in the demos. I have several demos. There's about 14 to 16 different demos, about 12 or so hours of content going over the muscles of the face, the skull, the fat pads like here, the ligaments, and then there's also several long format portrait drawing demonstrations where I take you through the whole drawing process from the beginning to the end, where you start off with the lay-in, do the shadow mapping, and I show you how to do the shading, and all the way to the rendered portrait. And there's 3 of those. So go ahead and check that out if you can. And for those of you who already bought the course, I thank you so much. It's really exciting to see something that you put all your effort into and you really try to make a good product, and it's actually selling really well. So I really want to thank you guys, because without you that wouldn't happen. So especially after all the years of you guys just helping me out in the live streams and just in communication on YouTube and your questions and comments, and that has over the years steered me towards what's really important with the portrait and what sort of things that people find difficult. So I address those in those drawing demos in the course. So again, it's the facial anatomy drawing course, and at the end I have 3 bonus full-length portrait demos, pretty much answering all these questions that I've had over the years on YouTube, doing demonstration videos and live stream videos. So thanks again, and I'll see you on the live stream on YouTube. Thanks. Bye.